Public comment. None, okay. You want to walk us through new business? Is that the way you prefer to do it, or you want with new newsletter?
It's up to you. I can go through. Martin gave me a few notes, but
what's going on in the newsletters?
Newsletters, there was same old. He didn't pull it up and said that you guys were pretty familiar with what was in it. The only new thing on the newsletter was an extra article to publicize large item pickup options this month. And
I couldn't hear that. Sorry.
That there was an advertisement about large item pickup this month, and then also an advertisement for the shredding event that's happening in October. So.
And what are the limits on the large? What can it be? What can it not be? Do you know? It's okay.
I don't know, but it may be on the article.
I'll look it up
on the newsletter. So if not, I can have Martin find out.
I mean, it varies by there are many different
category.
For the TV, I don't know if they're taking electronics. That's why I'm asking.
Mm-hmm.
The TV sitting on the floor next to the garage.
You're talking about the large item pickup?
I am.
Yeah. So unless it's changed, it's just a long list of like 15 different agencies or people who will come and collect them, so they all have.
Oh, it's not a day.
No.
Okay. Thanks.
And, Chili Fest. I don't know. Did you make it?
I did.
If you wanted to give a recap.
Sure. We gave away quite a few bags. People liked the tote bags. One mom though was like, "Put that bag back. We have enough." We were sharing a tent with Caps, and they were the big draw because they actually had they had an interactive draw self-portrait thing. So lots of people came over to our tent because of that. But their banner was on the front of the tent and ours was on the back, so I had to keep telling people I love the recycling.
Yeah.
And then ProStack, OSEC were at the tent next to us, and they had a bunch of the dog waste bag things with them, so I had some of those as well. I think it was good. I think we need to go through the box of literature because a lot of it is out of date. There were a few things I just put in the recycling. And maybe just make sure it's up to date, actually helpful information that people are interested in. The one comment I got from someone was that, and I think it's on our work plan, was the current composting options are not very useful.
Inadequate. Yes.
Yeah, well, and it's expensive, and it only goes from April to October, and so she said that was something that was really important to her, and I concur. So Tanya came and took over from me, so she helped with that as well. So I think it was a good event. Good to be there. People like the bags. Questions?
I had just a question, a wondering, a musing. If we're giving out these bags, the purpose of the bags would be so people use them instead of plastic bags. My other thought was that the plastic shopping bags, don't they take them for recycling at Safeway?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any? My hypothesis is there's a lot of people out there with piles of plastic bags who never take them for recycling.
Well, and
so I wonder if there's anything else we could do to
that's not
collect
necessarily
those.
recycling. So they definitely collect them there. The question is whether or not they get recycled. And in order for them to get recycled, they can't ever have been wet. They can't have receipts in them. They have to be really pristinely clean. So if the whole container of it is pristinely clean, then it gets recycled. If not, it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me feel like I've wasted a lot of effort.
What's that?
Oh, and recycling those
taking
bags.
mine back.
But it makes everybody feel good.
It does.
Yep.
Well, I guess the idea would be if we think that's valuable for people to return those. It's actually, at least when we do the Arbor Day thing, and we've got all these other waste management things going on, to have a collection of some type there.
So people
at
could
our
bring their
tent.
bags to that event, and
Yeah.
we would give them a reusable one in place.
Yeah, something like that, as an additional service. But I'm open to feedback. If you think that the percentage that actually get recycled is very low, then maybe it's not worthwhile.
I mean, we can investigate it more, but for it to get, actually make it to market.
Okay.
I was thinking about for 2018, and that comes up in here a bit, like what would be some other things we could give away? And I saw that we are talking some about like energy sustainability programs. And I know that some events I've been to, they're giving out like light bulbs that are more energy efficient. And so I don't know if that's something, I don't know where you get these or how much they cost, but that was just something I thought of, like people might take a box or like a thing of light bulb.
We used to give out CFLs.
Yeah.
Back when it was CFL before it was LEDs. And, yeah, and we gave them out as long ago as when people said, what's a CFL? For many years then.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but LEDs are probably down enough in price to be close to what we were paying back then, I don't know.
Yeah.
With the discount from Excel and whatnot.
Yeah. So just an idea to mix it up and do something a little different.
Yeah, I wonder if Excel or somebody would provide free ones.
ones?
We could investigate that.
Yeah.
But that would be great. The other, a coworker of mine happens to be on our equivalent committee in Lafayette, and just as one data point, they have this bicycle. It's like an exercise bike. You can get on it, and there will be 3 LEDs, and there's a circuit. So as you ride the bike, the LEDs light up. And then they can switch it over to an incandescent bulb. And you're riding and riding, and then it gets, all of a sudden when you switch it, it gets really hard to pedal the bike, and it's meant to educate people about how how much more energy it takes. So not that we have
That would
to
be a
do
fun
that, but
gadget to have.
yeah, if we have other fun ideas, it sounds like CAPS had fun
Maybe.
stuff. That was a draw, and we didn't have anything fun besides the bags. So.
You know, one thing that might work, I have no idea if this could work, because I'm not an engineer, but maybe an LED can be lit by, you know, one AAA battery, but it takes like 3 to do the other kind or something.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some way we can hook up something like that that's really
Yeah.
obvious for people as well.
Yeah, I think having something that's more engaging to get people to whatever booth we're doing is always a good idea. Yeah, because the parks people, they had, trail maps and
Mhm.
big displays. And CAPS had their interactive exhibit. So maybe something more exciting.
Yeah, we might be hesitant to bring in, commercial people, but I'm sure Solar City or Sunrun would set up a solar panel there and try to sign up customers. Anyway.
Be
let's-
careful municipally. with
Yeah,
that.
okay, we should, but I like the idea of creative ideas. Okay.
Yes.
That's all.
So, Chili Fest was good.
Dr. just an update on the dates, and it's the same as you guys had. We talked about it last meeting, and it's also in the newsletter, October 14th to 21st, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Guardian Storage.
And so we did that in the spring. Do we get like a total from Guardian of what was, like how much was shredded?
I can
or-
ask.
Okay, just curious. Like, or just even a number of how many people used that.
We should tell them together of all the numbers we want for this and just hand it to everyone and say, fill in the latest ones.
Okay, I'll ask
I
if
can
we have
check
that,
that.
and I'll include it in the meeting notes.
Okay,
For all
thank
the
you.
events, just
Okay.
including the annual reports from the hall. Thanks.
And then just for the IECC, all the acronyms. And reminding you guys that at the next town board meeting they're gonna talk about the updating it to the most current standards. So that's already underway, coming from your previous recommendations, so that'll get voted on and should be a really quick presentation Martin thought and vote.
Okay.
So that'll happen this month. Any comments, questions?
Does anyone, is there any responsibility for people in the committee to
Be there.
present or do anything? Do we know?
I don't think so, but again, I can get back to you, sorry.
It doesn't
Yeah,
have to
I
have
don't-
anybody
yeah,
there,
yeah.
anything like they care.
But I think they already have seen the updated codes and they've already heard your guys'
Okay.
argument to update them, and the board responded pretty favorably to it. So I will ask and get back to you if they want someone from the committee to be there.
Okay.
And then the budget schedule is the November 27th meeting. So they've already gone through, I think, all the basic updates. There were no changes during the finance committee review process to the sustainability related items that the committee has already discussed. So no changes to the budget for 2018 that haven't already gone through here. And that I think anybody's welcome to go to if you're interested.
Okay.
Oh, and then as Lisa previously, you had asked for the trash and recycling amounts. So that was, updated trash and recycling from both the town and the HOA. We're at approximately 23% diversion rates, which is, I
Same
think.
we've had for
Yeah,
at least
that's
10
what
years.
Martin has said, that it's
At
really
least
stayed
10 years.
in the low to mid 20s.
That's.
But one thing though, that this doesn't include, that probably made some difference this year, is the new recycling, or the yard waste facility being opened
So
year
why
round.
doesn't it include the yard waste?
Because we get the numbers just from the trash company.
Yeah.
Can
So
we
the-
add
But
the
we
yard
just-
waste facility
you added
numbers
the
as
numerator,
well?
you added the denominator, and that's the new number.
So, yeah, that just hadn't happened, these were
And
just.
do we get it in cubic yards or tons from the hauler?
Looks like tons.
I don't know.
For the yard waste, it's not a given, so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
For the trash and recycling, absolutely, but for the yard waste, it's often in cubic yards, that's why I'm asking. And they're doing collections of hauls for a 20 cubic yard dumpster or whatever, so that's, they could very well just count the pulls.
Yeah.
Martin may know, do you want me to
Also
text
Well, we
him
know,
right
I know
now?
conversions, but still, it's not, yeah.
Do you want me to find out if he knows?
Next time, it's okay. We'll live.
What was the question? Because I provided most of the data. It's just whether it's,
Yeah, it's,
That we didn't have numbers.
we're looking for the yard waste.
From yard waste facility
for
usage.
the yard waste.
That's, yeah, I know you know the other ones.
Right,
Ask
right,
about
right.
that.
It also doesn't include the, what's captured from the,
The hazardous waste event and the rest of those, yeah.
well, that, but also the, down the, I know the wash down,
Yeah.
which is recaptured.
What's the town's goal for diversion?
It was 50%, but then since then, council's been far less interested.
Yeah.
The 50% was probably passed in about 2002,
Okay.
if I had to guess.
Hi.
Sorry. Hello in the foster grants. That's an old accent, you probably wouldn't know it.
I do know.
No, her.
Oh, her. Because they're too funny. Sorry, I'm late. Where you guys at?
We were just talking about trash and recycling amounts for the town and HOA.
Sweet.
We're at 23% diversion.
Still.
Not a shocker.
At least it's not going the other direction, right?
Thank you for something positive.
Silver lining.
Sorry, one second. My phone is not making noise.
Okay.
So, yeah, and here's the 2016 numbers too, pretty similar. So a little bit down, 2017, 24% last year, 23% this year.
And that's purely just by the weight numbers that we get, which aren't really accurate, right?
And it doesn't include yard waste.
No,
Okay, it does not include yard waste, interesting. You think the numbers are more accurate than they used to be, Lisa?
I don't know, you know, I haven't talked to them about how much estimating they do versus how much they really weigh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I haven't seen any change, so I don't see a reason to trust or distrust them any differently. It's the numbers we got when we didn't set out surveys, it's the number they're getting, you know, so
Mhm.
I think it's probably pretty close.
And we think compost is less than 1 ton, probably, it's negligible.
I don't know, I think it could be a lot. It's a pretty successful, it seems like the drop-off is pretty successful.
The yard waste would be, I guess, but like
The curbside composting.
curbside compost
Oh,
has
yeah.
like a dozen participants in
It's
town,
pretty
right?
trivial. It's the drop-off I'm talking
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
about. Next item.
All right, follow-up. So, December, at the December meeting, December 11th board meeting is when you guys are scheduled to have your recommended name change document and your revised committee enabling resolution. So, this meeting and next meeting would be the times to add your comments and adjustment and changes. I can pull, do you guys wanna look at the name change document first?
Essie had,
I was fine with Essie's comments.
yeah.
And I think that was that on the other? And I
It
have
was on the-
copies, does anybody wanna see Essie's comments? I have.
They were fine.
I have one too.
Yeah.
So that was,
I didn't see anything that I
Nothing stuck out.
know. So,
okay, now, and then Martin wanted me to clarify that this section here is the only section that we are legally allowed to modify. That all the rest is done by town lawyer.
And it's like our standard
mhm.
for every committee type of
Yeah.
thing.
It's fine.
Well,
Well, except for the name,
So, yeah.
which comes up above, but yes.
We can
go
do
ahead.
that. So if
Well, on the-
somebody wanna
Oh.
add Essie's comments, or if there's any changes you wanna make, I will pass on the keyboard to.
I figure you can just do it in between this meeting and the next meeting, right? Stick Essie's comments in? Or did you not do it?
No,
one
Mark
for-
wanted you guys to do it. He said that you guys should put in how you wanted it, and that we
Okay.
wouldn't modify it.
Okay. Go
Should
for
put it
it.
in here. Well, my comment was
So
that-
if there's any changes, we can make it right on this document, and then this is the actual document that
Yeah.
will be submitted to the town board.
Okay.
Does that
My,
make sense?
my clarifying question for you is, so section, so I had drafted this, and I did put different language in section 2, but did I hear from you that,
That we couldn't change that.
okay, so what's,
The whereas.
is what's in there right now fine, or? Because
So.
basically, there's this thing about what we mean when we say, what's in scope or for this committee. So I had put a list in section 2, but we can just move that to section 3 if we need to, that's
Yeah,
all.
I
And
think.
that, and Essie's comment was that we need to make sure we talk about waste
Recycling.
management.
Yep.
And so it sounds like we should put some of that language in section 3. Maybe some of the same stuff that's the second sentence in section 2.
I, sure.
Okay, maybe I'll make sure you include mention of recycling, waste management, and digital sustainability. So,
Just
ESAC
assume-
shall assist the town in establishing priorities and goals for environmental sustainability activities, and we could put to include. And
Waste,
then-
water, and energy. And other, yeah, that phrase about waste, water, and energy, management of wastewater and energy and other activities that support. You could just copy and paste from the end of that, oh, here's past tense to me. Support resource conservation, improved air and water quality, and climate change mitigation.
Does that,
Let's see, include management of waste, water, and energy, and other activities that support resource conservation, improved air and water quality, and climate change mitigation.
Does that include everything that you'd originally put in?
Well, that was my original
I
statement.
copied the sentence from above, yeah.
Yeah, so we could actually delete it then from section 2.
Okay.
Since I had added it there.
So what did section 2 originally have?
We can leave this section 2 as we have it, or not?
I
Well, now-
think that
but-
it'll just go back to what
Okay,
it was
it'll-
before.
so they'll fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that
Might-
includes everything.
Well, I definitely added that sentence. It feels like we shouldn't have this sentence in there twice.
So I think
No,
Marge is
they're-
just gonna
they're gonna
take.
delete it.
Yeah, they're gonna delete section 2.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it'll
they're
go, it'll
saying
go
it was
back to the
you-
original
You,
document.
yeah, they're saying you do what you
Okay.
want in section 3, and we'll put everything reverting back to what has to be
Yeah,
there by
that's fine.
standard boilerplate, right?
And so then Essie said something about adding, committee-supported events. Should I put that as like a E?
Sure.
Okay. ESAC shall,
Develop and review
well,
ideas for community supported events.
okay. Or maybe, like,
Propose.
yeah. Awareness.
That is a chart.
Water and energy. Is that good? ESAC shall
Yeah,
support and
feels
participate
general
in
enough.
town-sponsored events to enhance community awareness of issues related to the management of wastewater and energy.
Sounds good.
Okay.
So you guys like the list of what it includes in bullet B?
And I would-
Management of
I would add
wastewater,
another
energy,
sustainability
conservation, air and water quality.
and resource conservation sometimes. I would just start with 3, just in case, because they get pretty literal sometimes. See, that's not the chart. So I'd use similar language to the broad stuff above. But I think it would have been better just to not list it, because it already says what our purview is, and you wouldn't have had to repeat it. That's why I just said events under the purview of the committee or something like that, because you already said the broad
Okay.
thing.
I see.
And that's why I was trying to keep it simple. at the
Okay.
bottom.
Yep.
Can you read it to me? I can
Yes.
make that out.
ESAC shall support and participate in town-sponsored events to increase community awareness of issues related to the scope of the committee.
No, shall develop or create it, whatever, that's what I was trying to get at. We propose and develop and create events as well.
Oh.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
Okay.
But you also support, so
Okay.
don't delete the rest of the stuff. But if we're just, hanging around doing the same old, what a bore that would be.
Okay. So ESAC shall support and participate in town-sponsored events as well as develop and propose ideas for additional events to increase community awareness of issues related to the scope of the committee.
The last sentence, the last part was something about information. And I would say
To increase community awareness.
awareness. Awareness isn't enough. We should do awareness and promote behavior change and other things like that. I don't want to just stop at awareness.
Can we?
That's why I try to keep it simple so we don't have to specify all this stuff, you know, that's
Yeah,
my
well,
concern.
can we
So
be-
if you only say awareness, that's all we'll get to do, that's my problem.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to make it so that you
Okay.
say it's simple, so that it involves whatever we
Okay.
think we ought to be doing.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Can we use language like to
Hold
promote-
events,
promote
period.
sustainability? Well, we've got events
Yeah, and so why
to
do we say
promote
more?
sustainability
Okay.
in
Okay,
Superior
fine.
or something like
But,
that.
okay, that sounds fine.
Or actually, yours is, you've got some really good general language that covers this there.
Yeah.
What?
So, ESAC shall support and participate in town-sponsored events, as well as develop and propose ideas for additional events related to the scope of the committee.
That sounded fine to me.
Perfect.
There we go.
Okay.
For that.
I think that was everything from Essie's email.
Mhm.
Anything else?
I think, well, the other thing here is just what the name is, and so we heard, so as he said, he's fine, we heard last week, Colleen had other ideas, she's not here now. Michelle, I think you said you had other, it was unclear if you had other thoughts or not.
Yeah.
on the name.
So wait, really quick before we leave this, and then I'll pull that up.
Yeah.
Since we don't have quorum, where we would be is what it is right now, that the attending members agree, and then we'll send it out to everybody, and at the next one, see if everybody agrees, and then can adopt this. And that's, you guys are at that point with this?
We were just.
Before we move to the next
Not
one?
moving yet, we're still talking.
Okay.
About the name of the committee. That was what's.
Okay, well, that's a different, we have a different document?
For that?
Well,
It's in there.
I think
It
this.
goes up in here, so. why don't we just
This
walk
is
right
the
in?
resolution, so section 1 has the name, proposed name in it.
I see what you're saying. I think Lisa, she just wants to put it in the right place, and then if we change it on the appropriate document, then
It will
they'll
update
change it
section.
everywhere else. Is that
How
what
about
you're
if we
saying?
just change it here and she changes it in the other document?
True.
Then we have everything in one place.
I think the other one was, well, let's just look at it really quick.
That one.
Yeah. This one,
'Cause this
so
is all-
I wrote this as, not as the official resolution, but just as a memo, a short
Okay.
memo for board members, just to explain to them what we're doing. So this would be more free form.
All right, so you'd rather change it on the other one and then?
So we would want to change it
I
in
don't
both,
think we're
we need to
changing
change it in
anything
both,
yet.
if we want to change it, we should
If
change
you
it in
wanna
both
change-
We
places.
were only discussing it, so,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
From what I could hear, I couldn't, he was talking in that direction, I didn't always hear you when you were talking in that direction, so.
Well, the question I'm raising is, should we entertain other name ideas?
A person, you said a person wanted to change it maybe, and you heard
Colleen.
something, that's as far as I heard.
Oh, sure. So last week, Colleen expressed an interest in
Last
other
week?
names. Last
Last
month.
month.
Oh, okay.
We did not reach agreement on that, and it was unclear, Michelle, what your interests were, so I wanted to invite you to share that.
Well, it's weird because I'm trying to remember like the whole thing because I was just kind of shocked by the whole situation that came up. And so I understood her point, but at this point, I can't even recall what she was trying to say. She thought the sustainability shouldn't be in there, right?
My recollection is she wanted something that was kind of shorter and catchier and got away from this kind of
Oh,
long
but sustainability should be part
sustainability
of it.
advisory committee.
I know that
Yeah.
2 meetings ago, she wanted to get rid of advisory committee, but we can't do that because it's statutory.
Mhm.
So like, it's hard to shorten it too much.
Yeah, but I think her comment was that, kind of along the lines you're saying, she said that sustainability shouldn't be in there because that's what the other towns have, and we're not trying to be the same as those towns. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly, but she advocated for not using the word sustainability, and she advocated for something catchy. Those are the two things I
Yeah.
recollect. but,
It-
yeah.
I don't get talked out about names a lot, but I would if we started using words that haven't stood a test of time, like sustainability. Nobody's, it's not like a buzzword for this year, which is what I'm seeing a lot of other
Okay.
places do. So I would rather have something that's long-lasting and, everybody has a reasonable, there's some bounds around what people see, but it's still flexible. I couldn't have cared less if we didn't change the name. So this name seems fine to me, and the main thing is these duties and expanding the response, and
Yeah.
clarifying.
Agree with that.
Clearly showing that we don't do just waste diversion, so.
And I think that's a good
And it's
point.
fine.
Yeah, because it's environmental, sustainability, and
If
it's
zero waste
really-
was in there, I'd say it
yeah.
out. If they, you know, yeah, so.
So, yeah, it is encompassing things better than the recycling and conservation thing, so, yeah.
And for what it's worth, it's the same language that's on the board, on the wall over there for the town board goals.
Is it really?
So the last one says
Support
support environmental sustainability.
Oh, my gosh.
So we're just
Sorry, I
using
can't
the
read
same,
that, so-
we're using the same term the board is
So
using.
I think we have
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
a majority
good.
of this group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I only saw her points, like, but otherwise I wasn't bothered.
My only thing would be swapping it so it's ACES as the abbreviation instead
Oh,
of
cool.
ESAC. So the Advisory Committee for Environmental Sustainability. So then you have a
That's
catchy
kinda funny.
acronym.
I can live with that too.
Okay.
That's actually really cute, though. I
Yeah,
like that.
the ACES.
Okay.
Should we adopt that as our non-quorum
Let's do it.
recommendation?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Buck the system.
So now
Yeah.
you get to type it like 6 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got to be aces and caps
Uh-huh.
next to each other. Oh, there's one, well, I know they're gonna change section 2, but it's in that section
Uh-oh.
also.
Okay. I think I caught 'em all.
There's one in section 2, yeah, that's all.
Okay. Yeah. Everybody talks about caps, how they're cool. Maybe aces.
Okay,
Very clever, simple thing.
is that everything on
That's
this,
a catchy.
on this
Yeah.
document? Yeah.
Is there
It is.
anything else on this document?
So,
Yes. I just asked the opportunity to forward the new recommended name. So, and then were there any changes you wanted to make on, or have they?
So save that one.
Board proposal.
make sure you save it.
Yes.
So you're saying this wasn't meant to be a resolution, you wanna talk about that?
So the document we just looked at is the resolution in the format Martin gave me. I also typed up a memo, which I think is
Yeah,
that,
that's
which
what I'm
is
saying,
just
document.
explanatory, and that can be in front of a board member, and they can just read about why we're doing it and all this.
So it's just supporting, it's like.
It's a supporting document. It would not be like a resolution. It's just something
not-
to make our case.
This isn't a resolution then, what is this?
So that's what we just looked at. This
We just looked
is-
at the resolution.
Well,
So what is it?
I've got this titled as the resolution, the revised committee enabling resolution. So,
Yeah, that's the document we just had open.
So this
Was
is
the
just the
revised.
board proposal. So this is like a memo to the board. The one that we just worked on
It's the actual.
was the
Has the
actual
actual resolution.
resolution.
Okay.
So my question is, what's the other document we have to look up? That's the
So-
name change thing.
yeah, this is the one Martin left me, and said again, if there's anything
Doesn't
that
say
you
the-
wanna update on this document as well before.
It doesn't say resolution on it, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, it's not a resolution.
It's not a resolution.
Okay, right, the last one. I
The-
get that now.
The one that's open now on the screen is not a resolution.
No.
Right, so.
So this is a
just-
board proposal.
Do you not normally get like memos attached to like resolutions when you were on the board, like saying, this is why we're doing it?
Staff reports, that's all we got, staff
Oh.
reports.
Okay,
That
so.
said, we like it, we hate it, you know, whatever. This
Okay.
is a little background info, that's all that's what we got.
Yeah, so we could choose to send along a memo as an additional item. We could leave it out and just have this to be the talking points for whoever stands up and makes the pitch. Or, yeah, one of those two, I think, would be the right path.
I think if Martin thinks that it's relevant to pass
Useful.
along with the resolution.
I mean, I think based on the initial feedback we heard from the board members a month and a half ago, I think they're already supportive, and so
Yeah.
it's not like we need to convince them, but this would be kind of nice to have.
Just change it so it says the inverted order of names.
The aces.
Yeah.
We can trust you to do that. That you're allowed to do that under Martin's.
All he said was just pass you guys the keyboard.
Yeah, so I think, I mean, yeah, let's see.
Maybe just change it a couple
Change
places
the
and he'll
name,
get the
yeah.
hint.
It's okay to change the naming track changes. So people can see.
Yeah.
That's the only place we put it,
Okay.
right? And then I talk about
Yeah.
how great sustainability is, and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see anything in that is not in line with what all of our conversations have been.
Great. I'm satisfied with these.
So you or Martin will update things, resend it to everyone, and then next month we have to have a quorum to vote on it in order for the town to get it in their December 11th meeting. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
you're already on the schedule for December 11th.
But
But we
we
have
have
to
to
get it passed.
vote
Right.
it.
Correct.
So we have to have a quorum next month.
We're not allowed to e-vote, is that right?
No.
Okay.
Because you're gonna be out of town.
I had no idea because we had to migrate our email to something 365.
It's okay, I feel for you.
And my calendar
Maybe
has
that month
yet to
of
show
that.
up.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel for you.
It's supposed to show up on the 18th.
Oh.
Is that helpful?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So we just need to.
I
And
just
I
like-
don't dare import the calendar I say because then I get double events and nothing makes me more nuts than double events.
Oh, darling.
Except for no events, which is what I've got now, so.
Right.
yeah.
So we just have to like make sure that everyone
That
knows
can-
that
yeah,
next month
like
is.
we really have to actually have a quorum.
Yeah, like it's okay if you have to leave early, but just get here and.
It's, what date is it? And I can at least have a.
November 9th, according to
November
my-
9th.
Some calendar stuff.
Okay.
I don't see a conference that day, so it's promising.
Yay. All right, are you ready for the last?
Sure.
Okay. And then, just to bring up the 2018 work plan. This will be presented in January. So you have a few months
Okay.
to update that.
So we should look through and make sure it has like either air or water
Yeah.
or things like that,
Look through-
events
and-
as well. Put some
yeah.
thought to those.
And wanted to throw out from a staff perspective on, and some of the things that have happened in the last few meetings and some of the conversations, that focusing maybe on some programmatic, like you were talking about the plastic bags, or maybe in what could be done to increase the recycling diversion rate. Those kind of programmatic things may be more effective of town board right now than trying to do more legislative type changes, like with the energy.
Mhm.
You think we
So-
should do it, legislative changes?
No, it should be, focusing maybe on some different programmatic
Programming.
items. And that's one of the reasons they brought me in, is because programmatic stuff and programs is one of my areas that I can support you guys in. So if you think of new program ideas for next year, this would be a nice time to start, you know, getting those in the plan and thinking about what different things that we could focus on. Like, I like too, how you were talking about more activities for booths.
Mhm.
You know, more activities and things for booths, so this is a great time to start adding that into the work plan for 2018. And you guys came out, it was like you read my mind, actually, all the things you talked about already.
Yeah.
So.
I think, you know, one thing I think would be really good, but it's not for the work plan necessarily,
Mhm.
but, you know, Mark Perspetti from Louisville's program, or committee, is really active, and I'm sure, I used to go over and give them talks about what our group was doing. It'd be great to have him come over and talk about what his group is doing. They're pretty active. in
Who was
this
it
stuff.
again?
Mark Perspetti, something like that. I can get you an email for him. He might be willing to come and talk to us about, you know, give us some ideas of the things they're doing, and maybe we could end up doing some things together.
Yeah.
Oh, consider that. So, anyway.
Yeah.
That's good. I can solicit similar input from Lafayette if we're interested. I don't know if,
Who heads
a
that?
couple people I work with.
Who heads that
I
committee?
don't know who heads it.
I know some people that are on it.
LESAC. There's
Bryce, I think, is on that, and
Bryce.
Charlie staffs it, right, so, yeah.
Dan and
We
Leah.
did
are
a sort
people
for
I know.
Charlie today, Charlie and,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be great to work more with some of our neighbors and do some sharing of ideas, and there's always strength in
Possible
numbers.
programs, events, whatever.
Yeah,
It's actually
'cause
kind
I-
of interesting, yeah, because it could almost give us a little bit more power
Yeah.
in this little area.
Well, and I think seeing that bus
Not
pass
power is not the right
program,
one, but you know what I mean.
that bus pass program that I think Colleen mentioned, that like Louisville was doing this, like giving away bus passes, and none of us knew about it. So like if we know about things like that and we can all share with each other.
Because, yeah, these 3 smaller communities around here could actually probably make more of a
Yeah.
difference working together than it could individually.
And I'm just gonna say, but doesn't
Huh?
Louisville have actual bus service?
They were doing like
I mean,
Yeah,
a
but they,
10
ride
but they claim that we
card.
have actual bus service too.
Was it Echo
I'm
Pass?
just saying.
I
I'm
I
just
don't
saying,
know.
you know.
Just saying, completely agree with you. Lafayette has real bus service too.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but,
Kinda different.
oh, I see what you're saying, like something like that wouldn't mean so much to us because we
Yeah.
don't really have real bus service. Yeah, but they say we have actual bus service even though it only goes to a third of the town.
Yes.
So,
I looked through this list today and looked up a few of the programs I wasn't familiar with. In Excel's Partners in Energy program, they have that on the first quarter
Mhm.
for us to review that and present a recommendation to the town board regarding participation in the program if the committee believes it would be beneficial.
I haven't seen it.
So I looked it up today, and so it's only in Colorado and Minnesota, you can apply to be an Excel partner in energy. And they send in people to like facilitate discussions, come up with an energy action plan that runs for 2 years, and they work with you to like promote it. They'll give you like marketing resources. And it looks really interesting that they'll help you like get a baseline and kind of audit what you could do, and come up with ideas.
Is this supposed to be for a group of citizens, for a community? Okay.
Yeah. So they say you need like one person who'd be a program manager, kind of their main point of contact, but then a committee. So I think, I
that
mean.
actually is really interesting because, yeah, they can be like guest speakers at different things.
Well,
and,
yeah. And that's,
We can have little lectures once a month or every 3 months or something like that.
That's really cool.
And that was another thing I was thinking of looking through this and knowing like the board wants to do more education, awareness, programming, and thinking about like, are there additional, like Center for Resource Conservation does their workshops in all the other towns, but like Superior hasn't hosted one of those, I don't think,
Not for a
recently. So like if we could, I know we're doing Garden in a Box, but like piggybacking on that, like can we get CRC to do one of their workshops here? And do things like, can we get speakers on solar energy? Like, what does that, like, how does that play in with the HOA's rules? What are the real costs? What are the financing options?
It's true because
So,
the
like-
only information people get is the one the sales pitch gives them, right?
Exactly, and so
We could have a
feeling
little
like it's
competition too.
unbiased.
People could post their numbers on the wall, you know, and you can see who's winning. It'd be pretty fun, don't you
Yeah.
think?
Actually, really would.
No,
So
people
I
love
think,
competitions, there's nothing they like better.
Yeah, because I feel like I always avoid the solar panel people at Home Depot because I'm like, don't sell me anything. And so I think like trying to create some more awareness and education in a unbiased, safe environment may be helpful.
Okay.
And a lot of people probably are like, oh, I don't know about what the HOA's rules are, what the town's rules are, like what finance, like what grants and subsidies are available as well. So yeah, so Excel Partner and Energy was.
That's good.
And Lafayette has participated in that in the past, for reference.
Oh.
So they've been around this area.
Yes.
So, go ahead.
No, that's a good one. I was just, but you kind of had mentioned like Garden in a Box and like getting like them on our books. We haven't contacted them early enough, so that's a good call, because if we got a hold of them early in January or now, we for
Yeah.
sure would be on their calendar.
Yeah.
We'd be able to have them at an event.
Is that something that like you or Martin would reach out to CRC to see like, can we do an event in Superior?
I think if you put the event on your work plan, and then your work plan gets approved,
Okay.
then that would be something that we would help
Okay.
facilitate, yeah.
I think they typically do most of those in the like second quarter, right? As people are planning their gardens
Yes.
and getting ready for summer.
Which we had to order them ahead of time.
Yeah, but if we put on our second quarter, included in number 8 events, a
Yeah.
CRC workshop, then we could get it added in.
Okay.
And
Can I just comment on that?
Yeah.
Are you aware that of the history of the xeriscaping workshops we've been doing, or are you thinking of something else here?
They have a variety, including xeriscaping.
Because we've done that, and they were well received, and we did a cooperative with the HOA in the town. And
Just here.
it's, I think that's, would be more successful than just focusing on garden in the box, which is much more limited.
That's
She's
what we
not
were
saying
talking
garden in the
about.
box.
Oh.
She's saying time it with the garden in the box, but that's all.
Time.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to know to have them on the calendar, because if we don't, just like the Garden in a Box, if we don't contact them before January or whatever, then it doesn't happen, because their schedule is already booked.
I would suggest that you list, you identified as, continuing or next stage in xeriscaping workshops.
We want to, yeah, I don't think we want to nail it down to just that, though. We want to allow more flexibility.
Yeah, I
so.
think, yeah, if we just say
That
CRC
might,
event.
that might be one of them, it might not, yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, we started here, it came out great, I agree, but we're trying to keep things a little bit more
Broad.
flexible so that if there's a really good one that they have, we do that too, or instead, or whatever.
Yeah, we weren't pinning it to Garden in a Box or
Yeah.
xeriscaping or anything. Okay.
The other things that jumped
And
out
Put
at.
in paren, like
Yeah.
CRC workshop, and then put S paren.
And you wanna go ahead and
Lisa,
add
what
that
else do
note
they-
on this
what else does that
sample
include?
on the
I'm just
2018?
curious. Other things than,
They were all like landscaping, water management, garden related. Okay.
as you're doing that, on the question of can we reach out to them now versus wait until we have it on the work plan, I mean, the 2017 work plan has, I'm looking at item 6 under,
And you
it was
said
under
put
first
what at
quarter.
the end?
Workshop, S paren.
Ah.
Says review programs that
Yes.
can encourage residents to implement better grass and landscaping that use less water. So we already have in our existing work plan to review programs that help landscaping and using less water, so I don't see any reason why we couldn't reach out to them now. We don't have to commit to in a specific event, but
Yeah,
Starting
that's
that out.
currently in our
I like it.
2017 work plan.
Works.
The other ones I noticed, so indoor residential water audits is on first quarter, but they only do those between June and August. So we may want to move that.
But I don't know when we start advertising it, so yeah, I guess it should go later.
I feel like I always get an email from like the water, the same people that send me my water bill about the water audits,
The indoor or the outdoor ones?
both. But they do both of them only June through August, is what their website said today.
Yeah, I have to say, I mean, this is a total side note, but I was extremely disappointed in my experience with that whole thing. I signed up for it over a year ago, and they called me back in early August when I was out of town and said, we'd like to schedule you for water audit. I'm like,
We had a great experience.
like, I gave up on you because it's been over a year since I signed up for it. And they're like, oh, this is just when we got back to you. And I'm like, and now you're demanding that it be like on Tuesday when I'm not
Yeah.
at home. And I'm like,
We had a really
like
good
really
experience with
frustrated.
it, so I think it varies.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm glad to
and
hear
that's-
that, because I was just kind of like.
I feel like they're not very clear about the fact that they only do it 3 months of the year.
Well, no, it's like I knew it was, but the thing is, like, I signed up, I guess, and I even said, I'm like, I'm very confused, like, because I'm like, it's 2017, I believe I signed up for this last May in advance of it. She's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, so it's not concerning to you that it took you over a year to get back to me?
That's
You know,
crazy.
one thing that I think would be kind of interesting would be, you know, we gather some of these metrics. Let's compare ourselves to other communities in the area. And maybe that will start lighting the fire under.
Something
more
specific that we can
others.
actually get done.
Yeah. Does that sound okay?
I would like to build on that idea. I like that idea. We
But, yeah,
could,
let's keep it pretty
Broad.
wide open, yes.
yeah, I mean, we could build, so we just talked the diversion number, we could have a little scorecard, a town sustainability scorecard, and
Yeah.
it just has a couple of things on it. Post it
Yeah,
on the
for
town
the work plan, we
website.
don't have to say scorecard, so we're just saying.
No, we keep it broad in the work plan,
Yeah.
but just as an idea. And then if we wanted to try to do things with Lafayette and Louisville, just maybe a little benchmarking among the three of us or something could be an
Something about.
Do we want to put that in
Some
first
comparison.
quarter, like establish metrics to?
You probably want to have all their numbers in the
That
first
would be
quarter.
good.
I would guess this second quarter, yeah.
Okay.
I'd say comparison and benchmarking. Because the haulers are pretty lame about reporting.
Yeah. Develop. No.
I would just say, gather data for comparison and benchmarking with neighboring communities.
Okay.
And we can go from there and how we present it, what we do with it.
Yeah. So I guess we could skim through like ongoing, it's just kind of the things that have always been up there. Residential and commercial energy audits, Boulder County household hazardous facility use, recycling education for residents and businesses, promote town's diversion goal, promote currently offered curbside organic subscription service in coordination with the Rock Creek Master Homeowners Association, and continue to enhance communications with HOA, update website on environment programs and education, evaluate recycling program universally, it's big, water conservation and drought strategies, assemble monthly town newsletter articles, provide yard waste facility for yard waste organics hauling service with the material subsequently returned as compost for residents to pick up at yard waste facility at no charge. So first quarter, research methods to address construction and demolition materials from new development in Superior. Research organics composting program options for residential and commercial areas. Confirm compliance for all new development in Superior with existing energy and recycling code requirements. Review collection data for trash and recycling from town service providers and compare with other jurisdictions. Review programs that can encourage residents to implement better grass and landscaping that use less water, and develop schedule for outreach over the spring-summer months. Promote Boulder County Energy Smart Program energy audits. And I looked at that today. It's $185 for a homeowner to do an energy audit. Do we
It used
know?
to be.
Yeah. Do we know if there would be a way to kind of like Garden in a Box do a rebate type program to make it more affordable? I don't want to spend $185 on that.
I can look into that and see.
And maybe you can let us, could you do a little, the background research that'd be helpful might be, how many people did it each year and what was the price each year? For like the last 5 or 10 years? And
Through
let's see if there's a
Excel?
big drop off on it.
Yeah.
I don't know, well, I'll see.
I know that the county's gotta have that data. Because they always are trying to challenge between the communities, so they.
Okay, so how many people did it? What else did you want?
And
the
what the
price.
cost was. Yeah, because if we're promoting that program or trying to encourage people to do it, then I think that would be something that we might want to try and find a way to make it more accessible.
If there was any grants or something to support people who didn't.
Yeah.
or couldn't jump
Yeah,
in.
and maybe that's, I mean, part of our promoting it would be researching grants or seeing what is
Mhm.
available.
I think that's a nice idea.
Promote participation in Garden in a Box program, and review Excel's Partners in Energy program, present a recommendation to the town board. Is there anything else for first quarter that we want to add or remove?
Well, one, the number 4, review collection data for trash and recycling and compare with other jurisdictions. That's part of the same thing we just added in the second quarter. So I don't think we should have it on there twice, because
Which are the
it
two?
seems redundant.
So he's saying it's redundant to have number 4, which is review collection data for trash and recycling from town service providers and compare with other jurisdictions. And then also have in the second quarter that we're going to gather data for comparison and benchmarking with neighboring communities. So maybe just remove that from the first quarter. Does
Okay.
that make sense?
Yeah.
Or maybe just start with the first half, gather data.
Okay.
So we're not stuck in the second half without the data that we need to
Yeah.
compare.
So just replace it with a broader, not just
Yeah.
trash and recycle.
Right.
So, okay, so I will take that out of.
And you're gonna ditch and compare with other
Mhm.
jurisdictions in quarter 1 and put that in quarter 2.
Yeah.
So we can figure out the things we want to mention. And if we get it done in quarter 1, fine.
All the better.
So I think that energy, does the energy program restrict itself to purely energy things, or does it end up being broader than that?
Well, we could.
There's nothing that says we couldn't.
Which one?
Let's say that the energy program decides that, I forget, energy partner, whatever it was.
Mhm.
A lot of times, one of the things that are part of those programs are a door-to-door neighborhood blitz. Okay, that's pretty common in these things, as well as the lunches or whatever. But if, I wonder, so our recommendation might be to implement the program, but to broaden it a little bit and, not just provide energy tips, but also provide recycling tips or whatever. That's okay, right? We don't want it, we could end up, was
Yeah.
it very narrow? What did you
So
say? What did you say?
Excel they will create with you, and I think they call it an energy action plan.
Yeah.
I think we could add on to that,
Okay.
and the energy action plan could be one component of the things we work on.
Because every evaluation we've ever done or that we've ever read about these kinds of programs says, once you get the people to open the door, you need to
Talk to
have
them about
yeah.
everything.
Well, not overwhelm them, but
Yeah.
also there are, some people will react to energy, some will react to something else, and so why waste the opportunity?
Yeah.
Is that, you're talking residential or commercial? in that
Excel's,
program?
it's a town-wide, yeah.
So it's aimed at commercial or maybe approach companies?
It's the
We'll find out when we
entire,
get
yeah,
there,
so.
when we analyze it, yeah.
Yeah, they look at your entire, so it would be the town of Superior becomes an Excel partner in energy, and it would look at all of Superior.
It's pretty cool.
Okay. So second quarter, promote Boulder County's PACE program. Yes, Lisa.
Mhm.
Business recognition program in conjunction with the PACE program. I think that's what kind of similar we talked about, because we couldn't tell builders what they can and can't do, that the board was saying go with the carrot approach and give them an award for being good neighbors light bulb education to all residents and businesses in Superior through newsletter, e-blasts, and website. And so that's what made me think like maybe light bulbs would be a good giveaway at booths.
Gotten expensive.
Coordinate,
We talked about that,
yeah.
right?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes. Coordinate participation in Garden in a Box program. Coordinate publicizing a special promotion and spring reminder for landscape cleanup related to the yard waste facility. Compare the data gathered in Q1. Yes.
Well, I see number 5, what's now number 5, starts with the completion of improvements to the yard
know.
waste facility, which was true last year,
Yeah.
earlier this year, but,
That's what I was wondering as well.
so that's
So it's just,
not valid.
Delete it.
Do we still
Okay.
want to coordinate
just say.
publicizing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or just say, yeah.
I don't know,
coordinate publicizing,
yeah,
that's
something
fine.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still good to remind people in the
Publicize,
spring.
a spring reminder for landscape cleanup.
How much do we pay for the recycling education programs in the schools?
That's what I was gonna ask about.
It
It-
should be a line item on the budget, shouldn't it be?
10, 7,
So, yeah.
Do you know what we pay for the?
I don't know that I
Can you find out? That'd be great.
So continue recycling education programs in schools. I didn't know what we do with that.
Well, it's EcoCycle and they get paid. So the question is, how much do they get paid?
What
And
are
now
they
with their
doing?
new contract to run the MRF, maybe we don't have to be paying them
Yeah.
because they get money and whatever, so we should definitely revisit that.
Okay. Events, the Household Hazardous Waste and Hard to Recycle event, the Spring Shredded event, Sustainability Corner at Arbor Day event, and CRC workshops. Workshops.
Okay, good.
Develop 2019 budget recommendations, including enhance and monitor compost
That would be
options,
nice.
continue
Yeah.
dog park.
But I don't think it should say, i.e. enhancing services provided to the yard waste
Just
facility.
get rid of
I think it
that.
should say, I think it should stop with
Yeah.
the first part because it might be drop-offs. I mean,
Yeah.
it might be curbside.
Yeah. Okay. So just enhance and monitor compost options. Continue dog park compost program, single can replacement with dual cans, curbside organics pickup special event in fall.
Yeah, I guess it can't be 3 can, huh?
What's the current status of those cans?
At town facilities?
I think
So
it was
town
all the
facilities,
new
We have 3 over
ones.
there, so that's why I'm wondering.
Oh, but these are.
The outdoor ones,
these-
right?
Yeah, those are the outdoor ones, like
Like
at
at the
the parks and
parks.
shelters.
Oh.
Although I thought I saw one with 3.
I think
So-
maybe the brand new ones.
So let's make it different for town facilities versus public spaces, or something
Yeah,
like that.
that's a good one, town public spaces
Because I think
instead of
it should be
facilities.
3 cans in the facilities, and
Mhm.
we can make it 2 cans in the parks, I guess, or public spaces, but let's.
Okay.
Do we know if there are any single cans still in town facilities?
I think there still may be a little bit. I remember Martin saying last year that we were maybe 2 years out from completing all of them.
They were replacing them, not all at once.
Correct, because they've been doing it like on a grant thing and only covers X amount.
What is this, what is curbside organic pickup special event in fall? What
What's
does
that?
that mean?
Is that like a
I don't know what-
branches?
Oh.
Branches and leaves
This
and
is
Yeah.
stuff
like a
like that.
cleanup. It's the old
Yeah.
cleanup program, only now it's only organics? Is that what it's saying?
I think it just
fall
means
leaf?
like, yeah, leaves and branches,
Well,
not
all right.
TVs
I
and
think that was like a
couches.
pie in the sky trying to get the stuff that people clean up, like, after this first
Yeah.
really
Oh,
nasty
yeah.
storm,
One
whatever,
tree.
yeah.
Let's
Very
just
few
leave it then.
branches.
It's fine. I just thought they meant like we were gonna do a little pilot program where from one month, people got their
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, but that's not what it means. I get it now.
No.
Third quarter, research commercial recycling opportunities, outdoor residential water audits, explore the possibility of a fall leaf collection program, encourage recycling plans for all businesses through the PACE program, offer assistance where requested.
We better do some things on some of these, huh?
I know,
Yeah.
just like nothing is going with anything.
Well, I was wondering if maybe we should ask Heather from the Chamber of Commerce to come to one of our meetings and talk to her about ways we can work with the Chamber of Commerce to.
It sounds like a fine idea.
Yeah. Yeah, work with them to get businesses involved.
So we could see if she can come to the next meeting?
Yeah, she's at all the town meetings, I think. Yeah, can we have you or Martin invite Heather to join us?
Yes.
I could text her right now.
To ask about ways you can work together?
Yeah, to help talk with the business community about ways to be more energy efficient and participate in recycling and whatnot. Fourth quarter, explore possibility of a business association coordinating waste collection for downtown Superior. Continue recycling education programs in schools. Initiate Arbor Day invitations for Sustainability Corner.
What is that?
Yeah, are we doing that now? Are we
That
inviting?
just means that they get booked up.
Okay.
That's all.
Yeah,
it
so it's
means.
kind of recognizing like the garden and,
Yeah.
not garden and bikes, but CRC, yeah, it's like getting in touch with them now to get on
Yeah.
the calendar.
Okay, that makes sense.
Thanks.
The fall shredded event, and then participate in holiday light count the lights event.
So the only thing I see is that there isn't anything in here that directly relates to air. But I'm not sure, we're out of time, and I have a flight to catch, but I'm willing to think about air, maybe they have some ideas with the Louisville Committee or others
Yeah.
that we do, so.
Yeah, and that might be something that Pace may.
Because we have like another month to finalize this?
Yeah.
At
Okay.
least.
2 months.
So that's good, okay.
Yeah, we have November and
Oh,
December.
and just so you know, I'm looking at the last one, the Holiday Lights event is scheduled for December 2nd
Oh.
this year.
This year it is?
This year.
Okay.
So if someone wants to be present, it's over in Asty Park, right here. So just to think about that if anyone wants to attend.
Okay, are you gonna adjourn us, Lisa?
Or turn over the gavel, one of the two.
Is there anything we have left to review?
That was the last thing I think I
That
had
was
on our
it.
agenda.
Okay.
Nicely run.
And we'll bring this back up next time.
Okay, another chance for public comment? Okay.
Okay, thank you for joining us.
Oh, thanks for your patience with me. I will
No,
find the
you're good.
answers.
All is good.
Have a safe flight.
Safe
I'll
trip,
get all
Lisa.
this to Martin
This one's not
tomorrow.
far, at least.
So
Yeah.
LA.
Oh.
Make sure you tell them never miss a meeting again. This is broken structure.
you guys may be stuck with me for a while.
See you soon.
Thanks, and I like your idea about the benchmarking and so where I live, I love that stuff, so, yeah.
Great.
Yeah, it actually helps to be able to make a difference, and I mean, that's, I think,
Good luck
really
with
the only
your
way we can
crazy,
go,
crazy
because
month.
everything else just seems to be words that are carried over year to year.